get 'em, Jimmy. Where low shack at? The bottle's getting nifty up the crack and we stacking chips. All of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon. We be pubbing.
Starting on mute is just a terrible way to begin this. Hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Betting with Bouquett. It's nice to see everyone in the chat early in here. We appreciate you guys for watching. As you guys know, my name is Jose Bouquett. Jimmy and the horses today, I believe at 2. So shout out to Jimmy there. He's got a nice little Breeders' Cup day lined up for him. So he's away preparing for that. And he'll be on live today, 2:15 Eastern time for your whole Breeders' Cup Friday breakdown. He'll be on fucking all day and then all night and then tomorrow as well. Don't forget a 1 p.m. a 1 p.m. start there for Santa Anita. And then hopefully we can see the guys at Santa Anita as well, partying up. Shout out to Razor G and all those guys as well. Let's get into this, lovely Betting with Bouquett edition here. As many of you guys know, we've got semi-short cards here today, which is where we thrive. And it's nice to have some good guests here as well. I am the shepherd here of this information today. I won't be giving many opinions because you guys know I'm a baseball guy. But we'll be giving out market moves. Got 2 great guests, my guy Conor M Picks and LJ joining us for the NBA today. I'll be listening to the NBA especially closely because I'll be at Heat Wizards tonight. I was hoping for a closer spread, but we'll see if I can find some action there. Maybe a player prop. I'll have to shake down my bookie to try to give me some player props. But I'm excited to get in this card with you guys. Shout out to Justin McElvee's Stacks Pod, the Trailblazers, 92 and 92. I see you, Justin. A lot of plus money on that as well. So I know it's a positive record there. Shout out to you, Justin. Fly White Mike joining us here as well. And by the way, damn. Justin's hungover as hell. He was with his son at the Steelers game last night. That's very nice. And he cashed Levis interception. And his son cashed his first bet at age 22 on the Steelers. That's a beautiful thing, Justin. That is a beautiful thing. There's no better feeling than winning your first bet there. It's just that beginner's luck has you rolling. One of my first big winner, me and my friends all piled up on put a big money line bet on UTSA against Texas State like 2-3 years ago, whatever it was now, and we won over like $3,000 on it, and I was in Vegas, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this money, so I immediately went, deposited it, and started fucking handing out money, spending money or sending money to all my friends who pitched in for that. So it's a great time putting in there as well. Let's stop dicking around here, and maybe I'll dick around a little more with our next guest here. But let's bring him on, the one, the only. I'm on the. Me and this guy, we talk every day. It seems like now, just talking picks. It's old Conor M Picks joining the program. Conor, how goes it?
Jose, you had to get me up this early, but let's get it done. I got to get to the ponies. Let's do it.
Get it done. Let's get it done. I apologize for waking you up this early. But at least nice short card for us here. We've got 4 games plus any best bets you want to throw out there as well. I'm excited to hear those. But it's going to be a good time. Before we kick this off, Conor M Picks, I told this story for the members yesterday on the Cappers Contest show, but I'll tell it here again. Shout out to our guy, Bob Knight. Bob Knight died recently, whatever. Fun fact about me, Conor, I was playing rec basketball in Virginia, and for some odd reason, Bob Knight came to our practice and coached us one night and showed us like his fucking horn set, and actually came to a game and critiqued us or whatever the fuck he did. But I was reminded of that the other day, and I was like, holy shit, why the fuck did Bob Knight just randomly come to like 10-year-old basketball practice? And I was like, I guess that guy was a fucking basketball grinder, lifer, the whole thing. So shout out to Bob Knight again. So I am in the coaching tree.
Yeah, just leave it. Shout out to Bob Knight. There's plenty of opinions on him, how you want to take it. But yeah, all right, Pete.
Yeah, shout out to Bob Mike. Complicated guy indeed. All right, let's talk sticky puck. Let's get into the hockey here first. We've got Philadelphia and Buffalo here, the upstart Sabres. I remember just a short while ago when the Sabres were just getting shit on by everyone, and now, they're, coming back up here. They've got, actually, I learned this recently, they've got the tie for the longest playoff drought in sports. Shout out to the Jets as well. And, maybe there might be some Patrick Kane in their future, but big favorites here against the Flyers team that we know sucks. That's Mike even knows that as well. Shout out to Pip Slap. But we've got, oh boy, what a fucking name this is. I'm just going to say Luokinen. I'm not even going to try to say his first name. And he's likely here. And we've got Samuel Urson, according to the Daily Faceoff. It's unconfirmed, but we'll see how that all shakes out. I'll give you guys some markets here. Obviously, you have to take in mind the big fucking money line number there. So most of the money on the Flyers, money line wise, but I think the totals will be more helpful spread or cash wise here. 57% of the bets and 86% of the money on the over in this game. Conor Mac Picks. I'd love to hear what your thought on this.
Yeah, this is the back-to-back that we had on Wednesday, the first one there, and that was rough. That game went over again. Jimmy had the under, and it still got over. This has gone over in 10 of 11. I'd only bet that. Now it's super juiced if you don't mind. There are some minus 125s, and the Flyers have been awful, and I think they played over their head a little bit just the first few games of the year. That happens. Shit, season starts. They get a couple wins, and now the shittiness has started. Carter Hart, this is bad news. He's out. It looks like he's got an injury. I think he's going to be out for a little bit too, so nothing with him. On the flip side, I think Sabres take care of business. Do you want to? This is kind of, I don't go read these stats. This is a Mike M type stat. If you want to, I just don't give them out like he does on air, but Sabres have failed to cover the puck line at home the last 10 Friday games as a home favorite. So a little Mike in there he is in the chat. That's one of his. So be leery if you just want to lay puck line. Sabres on Friday as a favorite. Haven't got it done. But that's a whole nother story. I just wanted to throw that out there. I like the over. That's it. Take the over. Flyers win. Sabres win. I can't back this Flyers team on the road. That's it. Next.
Yeah, I'd probably lean over as well, just because of that sharp money on the over here. But like I've said at the top, guys, my opinions on these games are not the most educated. So I'm just here to shepherd picks to everyone in plays from our lovely guests. So over in a little Buffalo puck line, perhaps, but over for sure. Connor liking that. Let's go on to our second hockey game and our final hockey game. And for those who always complain about hockey being too long, you're welcome. You're welcome. New Jersey Devils, St. Louis Blues here. What a fall. What a fall for Jordan Binnington. And he's unconfirmed, but apparently he's listed on Daily Faceoff. So we'll see if he goes. Akira Schmidt for the Devils here. And the Devils are a very interesting squad. They've already got the Hugheses and who knows what they're going to do in the playoffs this year. That's what really matters to them. But, man, I remember watching Jordan Binnington thinking that he was going to be the next fucking goalie when he was doing that damn thing against the Bruins. And he's just kind of fallen off. And I guess he's been all right. But he's not been that guy, Connor. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this game. Totals-wise here, again, there's actually no spread money. They only got percentage of bets for this time, for this game. And it's 75% of the bets on the over in this game. So who knows what the money percentages are. Action being stingy today. Deshaun G liking New Jersey Devils team total over. He's saying it is even free. And a little Tage Thompson props for those last games. And a huge gold prop for Jeffrey Moore there as well. He said hopefully he tailed. So shout out to Quinn Hughes there, not Jack. What do you think here, Connor?
That's one of my plays here. I'm going to hit a couple props in a minute. I'm taking the team total. This Devils team, number one in the league. They just keep scoring. Hughes, Bratt, Toffoli, whoever it is, Dougie Hamilton, the defenseman. Let's get to that. They're blowing out in the defense. The top line's been pretty good, but after that, they haven't. They've given up some goals. So I get why people already have talked about this game a little bit, the over. But this Blues team is horrible. This team can't score any goals. They're dead last in the power play. They're scoring 1.75 goals this year. It's rough times for the Blues, rough times for Bennington. They just lost, was it 4-1 to the Avalanche on Wednesday. They are back at home here. Devils are on a back-to-back. They just took care of the Wild, and that was kind of a home and home there. So, yeah, I love the 3.5. I got minus 115, Devils team total. It seems like they get to 4 goals. Until that train stops, I'm just going to keep riding it. And you can look at the full game over here, too. And I want to go to a guy who's just been money. And they keep putting his shots on goal at 2.5. I got to take it, and that's Bratt. This guy just seems like he's getting 4, 5, 6 shots on goal every night. 2.5 is minus 105. You kidding me? 2.5, Bratt, minus 105 shots on goal. And you know what? I'm also taking his to score a goal, plus 195. He's been getting it done, like I mentioned. Give it to me. And you can look at these guys, too, whether it's Hughes, Bratt, Toffoli. Their point totals have been great. Their assists, they've just been all over the stat sheet. So look for them in the props in this hockey game.
Beautiful little Jasper Bratt there for Mr. Conor Mac Picks. And Jordan Kyrou for Deshaun G. Little anytime goal from St. Louis side as well. And Coin, like you said, he's saying New Jersey's gone over in every game this year. So over squad for them. Shout out to Red Girl joining us here
real quick.
Well,
with Jeffrey Moore. Yeah, if you want to look Sabres, obviously Thompson top of the list. Skinner, I think those guys are all live for their shit in that other game, real quick.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so that concludes NHL. Look at that. Done quickly. Connor, could you review your action real quick?
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm going to bet this over, even though it just seems like cash is in Flyers, Sabres. But I'm on these for sure because I've already bet it. Devils team total over 3.5, minus 115. And the Bratt, 2 props, shots on goal, 2.5, minus 105. And his goal, plus 195. We will cash. Believe it.
All right. Beautiful work there, Conor Mac Picks. Let's move from the ice to the field of football. And we've got 2 games tonight here. Very interesting. Shout out to those who were on the Steelers, I believe, covered last night. I don't remember the line, what it ended up at, but shout out to them, whoever you guys did there. But let's talk about some college ball here. And first, we've got some ACC action here. And I love ACC football, Connor. I grew up in ACC country, so these games always mean a little bit more to me. It's a little weird having Syracuse in there still, but whatever. Boston College versus the Cuse here. And, once upon a time, I was a Boston College fan in my youth. I was a big Boston guy. So I was like, there's no sports college football team up there. Just Boston College. Fuck it. And boy, oh boy, has Boston College taken a up and down turn. It's hilarious to think that someone like Zay Jones or the wide receiver for the Ravens now was a Boston College Eagle running up and down the field. So shout out to him. But 58% of the bets and 69% of the money on Boston College +3 here, Conor Mac Picks. Totals wise here, kind of fluctuated, opened up at 52.5 according to Action, has dropped. And that's probably because 58% of the bets and 81% of the money on the under in this game. Very interesting to start this card off here, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, the 2 teams, though, I think going in different directions. Boston College started the year horrible, and then they've been playing a lot better football here. What are they? Winners of 4 straight? Yeah, 4 straight for Boston College. They just beat UConn last week, 21-14. The big win with Georgia Tech, Army, and Virginia. I like them a little bit. This one I've looked at kind of all week. Jose, there's some of these games that you just stick with. You go back and forth and keep looking and digging. Syracuse on the flip side, just getting their ass whipped. This Syracuse team, losers of 4 straight, but yet they're favored here. That's telling some. And those games were, Clemson, North Carolina, Florida State, and then at Virginia Tech, always tough to play there, and they're playing better football. Virginia Tech.
I
from
think they
earlier
played
in the
on
year.
Thursday too, and everyone knows Lane Stadium on Thursday nights is just not somewhere you win.
It's rocking for sure. So Syracuse favorite here, but you're not going to catch me dead laying right now 3 points with Syracuse. Like, I think this is take the 3 with Boston College. Castellanos has been pretty good. Just he don't turn the ball over, and Boston College is in this football game. And on the flip side, the defense has kind of gone to shit for Syracuse. Not that it was great. Their secondary is very good. Schrader, this guy is so average. He's the classic college football quarterback. He makes me sick at times to watch him. Man, it's disgusting. But Boston College, I think, is going to have a bunch of success running the football in this football game. Not only, I just haven't bet yet. I'm leaning the 3. This is one where the hook would be nice to have for Boston College. I got to touch on the total, though, real quick. Syracuse has been so bad the last few games, Jose. They haven't scored enough to get the total over. They're giving up 40 points. They scored a touchdown a game, Syracuse. So they haven't been able to get their totals over. Boston College, on the flip side, this team's just been an over machine until last week. 9 in a row to the over for Boston College. The defense wasn't very good. It is getting better. And then they just had the 21-14 game that stayed under. So if this was a little bit lower, 47.5, 48, I'd be all over the over. But just a lean for me on that over. So 2 leans.
Interesting. 2 leans there for Conor Mac.
And I might get on Boston College. I've thought that's where I'd be on all week. But something just is like, I don't know. I'm a little holding back.
We're wary of the Eagles. Yeah, I'll admit, like I said, I grew up in ACC country, Connor, and Thursday nights in Lay stadiums, I have fucking PTSD because I grew up in Virginia, obviously, and UVA was shit, so everyone's a Virginia Tech fan, and I'm contrarian asshole, you know me, so I hated Virginia Tech, and just every time Miami would go in there. Thursday night football in Lane Stadium, they'll just get pounded. Or someone like Ja'Cory Harris will just throw like 4 interceptions and just make me sick. I'll never forget Tyrod Taylor also against Nebraska, fucking throwing Ndamukong Suh off of him like he was a little boy and then throwing like a 50-yard bomb to get it down to like the 1-yard line and win the game then. So shout out to Tyrod Taylor. Not what he used to be. My childhood self is very glad to see it there. All right, let's move on to our second game here real quick. Let's go to Colorado State, Wyoming. And I 100%, I can say this without a shadow of doubt, Connor. I have had the worst or best business bias on Colorado State all year. After the Colorado game, every time I see them lined as like a dog, I'm always like, oh, yeah, Colorado State. Remember, they've had 1 game against Colorado, the close one. And obviously, we know now Colorado is not that good. That was kind of what people were saying at the beginning. They'll have their couple wins, but then, reality will strike, and it definitely struck for them. And that makes you question, how good is Colorado State? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game, Connor. This is a tough one. Going to Wyoming especially is a tough place to play, but Colorado, Wyoming, all right there, I guess. 49% of the bets and 63% of the money on the Colorado State Rams. I'm going to call them Bison for some reason, but the Rams, and that's the spread there. Total-wise, let's go to the total. It's about 50-50, honestly. 52% of the bets and 51% of the money on the under. So it's kind of, negligible there. So, Connor, what do you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, the problem is just this line's come down from the over the touchdown in this game to take Colorado State, because I think that was the way to go. There's one thing, Wyoming, this is where you want them, is at home. But when they're at home laying points like this over a touchdown, and people thought that, obviously, they hammered this down to 5.5, and it's kind of just stayed here at 6. I even see a 6.5 right now in this matchup. One thing they want to do, I think Colorado State's played a little bit better football, and they've been an over team, all year long. This total open 43.5. This has come down. This is 41.5. We do have wind It says heavy wind, at least in the first half, over 20 miles an hour. Maybe it dies down a little bit in the second half. I don't know. That's what it's showing in this matchup. But Colorado State wants to throw it. This team does not run the ball, and they need to run it because that's where the problem with Wyoming's defense lately. They're giving up 179 yards on the ground. So Colorado State's maybe got to try to find a way to run it a little bit more because they just throw it 330 yards a game. But that's Wyoming's best part of their defense is that secondary. They only give up, a little over 200 yards a game with that defense. So the matchup just isn't great. If you got to 7.5, I'd tell you to take Colorado State at 6. It's more of a chance. I think we get a close game. And for some reason, I just think this game could get over. And we've seen low scoring ones. Last year it was like 14-13. And there's been high scoring, between these two teams in the matchup. So, I'd still get over. This seems like a crazy low total for Colorado State.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting indeed. Like I said, the total-wise, market-wise, 50-50 spread. So I'm very interested to see how that operates. Shout out to Rocco Rogers in here as well. And again, shout out to Justin McElwee for cashing with his son yesterday. That was very
And
cool.
Jose, real quick, the last week was so awful. Just what happened to this Wyoming team? It was 8-7, and they didn't do anything the rest of the game against Boise. Like, their offense has to be a little bit better, and this Colorado State team doesn't have the best defense. So, but I don't know. Can we get there? I kind of lean over in this matchup, and I would take the point still at 6. I think that way.
Okay, beautiful. All right, that concludes Friday action. I think today's Friday. Connor, did you have any other best bets or any college football looks that you want to throw out there? Like Jimmy says, and like you've mentioned on this program, we do the show on Mondays, and you sit on those plays, you sit on them, and you sit on them, and then you feel a certain way about it. You can see how the market moves. I'd love to hear if you have any plays that have stuck out to you in this week so far.
Yeah, I'll rip off a couple more. I'm moving on that Georgia State game we talked about the other day that Jimmy's on. I think this is the best spot for them. I'm going to take the points with them in that one. And, I talked about it. I gave it out last night. I'm on Texas. We mentioned that. I think they beat K-State. I think people are a little bit high on them. They have the big blowout win against a shitty Houston team that we know we can never figure out. They're not very good. Because I think Will Howard, even though they're going to the 2-quarterback system there, he's getting most of the snaps. He's going to make mistakes.
It's working somehow.
It's not going to work on the road here. It's finally, they're going to get slapped. Maybe not. Maybe Howard has the game of his life.
I agree with you. Who uses 2 quarterbacks anymore? So I agree with you. Like, it's worked so far.
You know how I feel about it. Don't fucking go get me started on these 2-3 quarterback bullshit in college.
Yeah, the only time that's ever worked, and shout out to Virginia Tech again, Tyrod Taylor and Sean Glennon. That's the only time it's ever worked.
Yeah, there's some rare instances where it has worked. So Kansas State, too, has had success against the other big team, Oklahoma, over the last few years. Like, they've upset them, but they just haven't had anything. Texas just really took it to them. So I think that continues because I think they can win by a touchdown there. There's one game I'm looking at that's pretty ugly, and I haven't taken them all year. I've bet against them, and that's Colorado. And I love Oregon, and I love Oregon State. I didn't love them last week. I had that under in that football game, which cashed. Arizona got it done. Oregon State's not the same on the road. And that's not an easy place to play, even though they're the better team. They're just way better. But at 2 touchdowns almost, I'm looking at that game close. I might finally be on Deion Sanders and the Buffs getting 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Connor Mack going to the Buffs. That'd be interesting. I'm so interested in the whole Deion experience now. I find it hilarious every time they lose a game and he just goes.
They are.
My offensive line fucking sucks.
They do suck. That's a fucking problem. They do suck. Yeah.
Yeah, the offensive defensive lines for Colorado State not ideal. They built the teams outside in instead of inside out, like most people think you should. So very funny there. Any other games in there, Connor?
No, that's it.
Oh, beautiful work there, Connor Mack. Well, Connor, I do have a favor to ask of you. LJ won't be ready for another 30 minutes, so would you like to touch on some NBA with me here?
Yeah, give me one. I got to take a piss. I'll be right back.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
get
go
going.
take your piss and let's roll here. All right, well let's get into this action here with the NBA because I'm very excited to talk about the NBA, which is pretty rare. I fucking hate betting the sport. I get crushed on it constantly, and it's not even like units wise crushed, just emotionally just draining. Just emotionally just kills you because you'll be feeling good for 4 quarters or 3 quarters, I should say, and then the fourth quarter comes and all hell just fucking breaks loose, and every game ends up back at that number. So I think NBA probably one of the better sports to live bet. I will say that. And like I said, I'll be in. Well, I am in Miami, and I will be in Miami Wizards tonight. So let me know if anyone else is going. I would love to meet you guys up. Especially love meeting the viewers of the show. Shout out to my guy Elio, who I'll be seeing today as well. Great guy Elio, and we try to see Boston Nick, but he's a busy man. He's a busy man, that Boston Nick. So, and Miami Cappers, let us know. I think Torrey Coker's around here too, but I know he's around here, but he's a busy man as well. So, shout out to you guys. Now, real quick before we get into these games, let's talk about what the fuck is this NBA midseason tournament? Like, what are we doing here? What is this? But basically, the NBA saw how good the FA Cup was doing in the Premier League, and they're like, fuck it, let's do something to spice it up. So they added this midseason tournament. There are, I don't know exactly how many pools of teams, but all the teams are divided up into pools. They'll play each other, and then they'll play and then go up in a tournament. You kind of know how the Premier League or the group stages work in like the World Cup, basically, or something like that. So that'll be fun. And they've got different courts for this. They're playing for money. That's kind of the incentive, really, for the players and coaches. Like you get a trophy at the end, awesome, great. But I think the players will be more playing for money, which, admittedly, does lean me or have me feeling that the younger teams will win this. I don't know how seriously, like the Celtics, for example. I don't know how seriously they'll take this kind of stuff because they're ultimately all in for the NBA championship, and if they lose, whatever. I think this is a more of a vehicle for like I don't know. Again, we use the Celtics for an example here. If the Celtics had younger players that needed or they want to give more minutes to, I could see them doing that kind of thing, and maybe we do become more Premier League in that aspect. But I think it's going to be an interesting tournament. It's going to be fun to see what they do. I'm going to the Heat game just because it's the first night of the NBA play-ins, different court. I just want to see something different, and plus, I ain't got shit to do down here because I don't like going out and shit. So, I think it'll be a good time. I don't know what kind of competitive level we'll get here. It'll probably just be like another regular season game for these guys, which is pretty competitive. But we'll see here. So I'm very excited to see how it all unfolds here. But let's start talking about game one while Connor returns from his piss. And I'm going to move to the NBA public betting. Here we go. And let's talk about Cleveland versus the Indiana Pacers here. The Cavaliers versus the Pacers, 2-point road favorites at the Pacers. This is a prime matchup of two teams that I think, could roll into this. And I'm going to double check right now at our friends at Bet Online if they have futures for this, and if the futures are just all of the great teams that are all listed in the front here. But I'll be very interested. Yeah, they do have them. Very nice. So yeah, I'll give you guys the groups as well, real quick. This might be a little, rambly, but I'm sorry. I know this is the first time we're talking about it. Some people are just first now hearing about it, like my guy. I think it was Christopher Comentini. Yeah, he's the first time saying this as well. So I can't wait. But this is the groups. Group A, the 76ers, Cavs, Hawks, Pacers, Pistons. Group B, Bucks, Heat, Knicks, Hornets, Wizards. Group C, Celtics, Raptors, Nets, Bulls, Magic. And that's it, I think. Nope. Although those are the only ones that I have available, I guess I should say. So let's talk about the group winners. So the favorites for group A, B, and C here. A, the 76ers are plus 165. The Cavs are plus 185. B, the Bucks are minus 115, which might be a little ridiculous, I guess. Heat plus 265. Knicks plus 420. Group C, Celtics minus 140. That's a little ridiculous too. Raptors plus 525. Nets plus 600. Magic plus 650. Maybe I've been reading the propaganda that Dan Kelly has been handing out. Perhaps I've been reading too much of it, but I kind of do like the Magic in that spot there, plus 650. Tied with the Bulls as well, so very interesting there. They even have like group like specials, I guess. So you can go 4-0 in the group. And by the way, those are all the Eastern Conference groups. I'll get to the Western Conference groups here in a second. But you can bet on the 4-0s as well. So the West groups here. West Group A, Suns, Lakers, Grizzlies, Trailblazers. West Group B, Nuggets, Clippers, Mavs, Rockets, Pellies. And West Group C is Kings, Warriors, Timberwolves, Spurs, and Thunder there. By the way, the Spurs plus 6,600 to go 4-0 in that group. That is very funny there. Obviously very difficult, but very fun. So let's go to the West Group winners real quick so I can give you guys those futures. And I know that this is just kind of rambling, but I'm trying to lay a table for everyone to see what the odds makers think of this. This is the first time this is happening. So if they're, giving all the favorites, those heavy odds, we'll see how that all shakes out. Maybe we can win it. But yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see what the Spurs group winner is going to be here in a second. So West Group A, Suns plus 125, Lakers plus 215. I'd be very interested in the Lakers at plus 215, honestly. I'm sure LeBron James would love to be the guy that wins this for the first time to put another feather in his cap. So I would not hate that at all. Grizzlies plus 400, Trailblazers plus 1,200, Jazz plus 750 there. West Group B, Nuggies plus 175. You don't love taking favorites and futures, but plus 175 for the Nuggets is pretty good. I mean, I think they're clearly one of the better, if not the best team in the NBA there as well. But let's go back. Nuggets plus 175, Clippers plus 240, Mavericks plus 380, Pelicans plus 400, Rockets plus 1,000. And for the last group, Warriors plus 150, Kings plus 250, Minnesota Timberwolves plus 350. Admittedly, the Timberwolves are kind of interesting there as well as a long shot. And so is this next team, Oklahoma City plus 425, San Antonio Spurs to win the group plus 1,600. And I believe that is the longest shot there from any of the teams. I'll have to go back and look, but plus 1,600 to win the group. And yeah, by the way, I've just loving the Spurs and Wemby recently, guys. So I can tell you assuredly that I've been all in on the Spurs bandwagon there. And Justin McAfee, it is a long piss. It is a long piss, but you got to get it all out. You got to get it all out. So I'm going to, end up leaning towards these younger teams. The overall season or overall winners for the in-season tournament, the futures go as follows: Bucks plus 800, Celtics plus 850, Nuggets plus 1,000. So I definitely lean towards, I'd be interested in Oklahoma City plus 2,000, like something like that, or even Magic plus 3,300. I mean, the Spurs have the same record or the same odds as the Magic. So if you're going to take the Spurs, you might as well take them to win that first group there as well. So yeah, I think there are going to be some bad teams coming through and winning this tournament. Let's bring on our guy Conor Mack. Conor, I hope the piss was great. We were talking about the futures. Oh, it wasn't?
It was, yeah, it was fine. It was, I guess let's get through this. Or till LJ gets here. Yeah. I've gone over the NBA, but shout out to our chat. I have not looked at props in NBA. So that still, I didn't do that.
Well, it's okay. You know, you're a busy man. You've got the horses today too, so I appreciate you just jumping on here with me and doing this. I appreciate you being clutch. We were just talking about the futures there, and I was personally leaning more towards the longer shots here in these new NBA in-season tournaments. So I'm excited to see what happens here. Let's talk first game, Cavaliers Pacers, as we were mentioning here. I think the Cavaliers and Pacers are two interesting squads for this tournament. I probably honestly lean Pacers here. I like the home dog in most every sport here. I know Mobley and Mitchell are sure going to do their thing here, but you know, I kind of like the Pacers here. I'll pull up some injury reports here, but while I do, I'll mention spread money line.
Let's hit it.
Or sorry, spread money percentages here. 54% of the bets and 72% of the money on those Cleveland Cavaliers. And allegedly, according to Action, this opened up at 1 and has gone up here. I'll double check that with my other sites here.
Yeah,
well, I do so,
3.
Connor. What are your opening thoughts here? Oh, it's at 3 already. Wow. Okay, so it's obviously climbing. What do you think?
Yeah, let's hit it. I got Halliburton is probably going to be out. He was out on Wednesday's game. I think he's going to be out here. And I don't think Allen, of course, plays for the Cavs, and Garland's still dealing with the hamstring. He's a no-go. You know what? You talk about the Brewers in baseball. This fucking Pacers team is always giving me problems. You know, when you think they're pretty good, even at home, this team can't cover a goddamn number. Now, they're a dog here catching the 3, but I want nothing to do with them. This team plays 0 defense. And obviously, these are two of my teams. Pacers, dead over team. Cavs, one of my favorite under teams the last few years, and have already been good this year. So, yeah, it's tough. Even the Cavs with their backups here with some of them, obviously, I think cover the number, you know, and they have the way better defense. Can they just hold down? Or what? It depends what game they want to play. Do they want to get into this run, shoot type game with the Pacers? You know, that's up and down, or do they want to kind of their game slower, more methodical, very good defensive team? So it's even a Pacer game right now. It's just the over. If they're playing any other team, this ain't 224, 25. You know, this is 238. So, but I'd take the Cavs.
Halliburton day-to-day is still with an ankle. He's questionable, but I think that line movement makes me feel like he's out. You know, that I feel like people are, you know, starting to know something, maybe perhaps, and he's out of this game.
This is still so early when we talk NBA this early in the day, because it's so, like,
it's scary. It's scary to make those early bets with the NBA. It's the worst. It's the worst sport when it comes to that shit. For sure. Yeah. And I do appreciate Adam Silver, you know, at least trying to get those NBA injury reports sorted out there. He's trying, but that shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I know. He's a long way away from like doing it.
He's trying. You know, he said like, hey, you guys need to quit the bullshit and blah blah blah. And he's put those award day mandates now for the 65 games. So I appreciate the effort, Adam Silver. That's what a competent commissioner does. I'm used to having Rob Manfred as my commissioner, just fucking shit up and just fumble fucking his words. So it's weird seeing something done eloquently there for me. Totals wise, like I was trying to say here, 53% of the bets and 59% of the money on the over. So, you know, pretty 50-50, but not a lot of bets in yet. Still very early. Lean Cavaliers for Conor Mac Picks. New York Knicks, Milwaukee Brewers here, Brewers Bucks. You've got me thinking about the Brewers now, especially with those colors. Yellow and blue, just not your thing, Connor. Yellow and blue, not your thing there.
Yeah.
Bucks at home. Only 5.5-point favorites here, Connor. Now, again, I've had this theory that maybe the coaches, put their younger guys in there a little bit more for these in-season tournaments. Who knows what they're going to do? I'm going to be interested to see how much Dame and Giannis play. To start, maybe it's the whole thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm never seen this happen in the NBA yet, so we'll see. 5.5, admittedly, does seem a little cheap for me, Conor Mac. I'm leaning towards them here, but 47% of the bets, 56% of money on the under in this game. And for the spread, wow, 60% of the bets and 94% of the money on the New York Knicks. Very interesting indeed. This opened up in a 6.5 and is now down to 5.5. Connor, what do you have to say here?
Yeah, this is one of these games. I think you kind of want to wait a little bit throughout the day, because when the Bucks get home here, I want to take them. Back here at home, they've been money, especially first half. I really just stuck to that. They've been pretty good, whether it was going back to last year. This Knicks team, pretty good defensively. I still think, they have struggled. They don't have the best shooters out there. And the Knicks, the last 6 against the Bucks, 0-5-1, not good numbers. Milwaukee hasn't been good against the number, though, so far this year. I think other than opening night, they scored a ton. These are 2-2. Knicks, one of the classic under teams. Bucks, love to get up and down. Barrett's questionable in this matchup. Day to day, I don't know if he goes. But I think the Knicks have no answer, to be honest, and crew. So I like him a little bit here first half.
Yeah, again, if Giannis and those boys play like this is a normal regular season game, I don't see why the Bucks couldn't, or especially Giannis himself.
It's been a matchup problem. Yeah, it's been a problem for the Knicks. So
yeah, I mean, is Mitchell Robinson going to guard this fucking guy? And he's not fast enough, It's just one of those things. And you can say that about literally fucking every team in the NBA besides the Mavericks, I guess, with Grant Williams now. But he's a tough guy to bet, or a tough guy to guard. Nufflish Allen saying that Bucks are very profitable at home for him on team totals. So shout out to you there. Dan Kelly saying that the Bucks coach is overwhelmed. He had no idea that being a head coach in the NBA was this hard. Dan, how do you know this, Dan? Dan just looking at him on the sidelines to see him like sweat bullets over there. I can see it, Dan. Yeah. By the way, Connor, you have
it's going to see how he goes through the year, though, coaching this team. Like, yeah, maybe it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe it'll be like Joe Mazzulla last year. Fingers crossed. Maybe Joe Mazzulla will have his head out of his ass this year. By the way, Connor, you have to help me peer pressure Dan Kelly into coming to Pubapalooza 3. He keeps saying, "Oh, I'm too old. I can't hang out with you young bucks." I'm like, "Dan, you better be coming, Dan." So
he's got to come, man. We got,
Yeah.
Age doesn't give a shit. So. We all love sports. We all like to gamble, win money, and have a good time. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, Dan, I will tell every fucking person that I'm on screen with to tell you to come to Pubapalooza, Dan. That's how fucking bad I want you there, Dan. And by the way, a reminder to everyone, 3rd weekend in March, the 21st through the 25th, weekend before Mr. Easter comes along. So there we go. And Dan Kelly says, "Wait till you get old, dude." Dan, you're coming, Dan. I know you are. Don't worry about it, Dan. I know you're coming. This fucking guy. Shout out to Dan Kelly. I can't wait to see him.
It just happens, though. Don't get old, but, it's undefeated.
It happens. Yeah. Let's go to my main event here, Connor. I want to hear your take on this game, very specifically, Washington Wizards, Miami Heat, in the not named the American Airlines Arena anymore. I did not know that. I've been calling it the American Airlines Arena. Whenever I Google it, I search American Airlines. It's starting to start with a K now or something like that, but it is still American Airlines Arena to me. And I will be at attendance in this game. 9-point spread seems pretty heavy, I will admit. But do I really want to put my hard-earned money on Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma? Specifically Jordan Poole, who I have shit on for the last 2 years. Before, when the Celtics were playing him in the finals, I couldn't stand the guy. I thought he sucked. He's not a defensive player, not a guy I'd want on my basketball team, even a little bit. But the Washington Wizards said, "Come on down, Jordan Poole. Come on down. You can take as many shots as you want. We're tanking anyways. Who cares? Shoot. And he's got what he wants. So
Have you seen some of the stuff he's done already, Jordan Poole? Some of these.
I saw the three against the Celtics where he was just like walking and then he just casually turned around and then fucking 7-foot Kristaps Porzingis was like, get this shit out of here, and blocked his ass. I saw that. Yeah, it's ugly business. It's ugly business there for Jordan Poole. I do not. It's just disgusting, Connor. It's just gross. I don't want to do this, but it seems like that is going to be the play here tonight. I'm seeing proof bets saying Wizards plus the points, Wizard live money line here as well. So this is going to be a very, very interesting game. Let's talk about the spread here on the percentages. 67% of the bets and 46% of the money on the Heat. Oh, my God. I'm going to end up betting the Wizards tonight. I fucking hate myself already, Connor Mack. I already hate it. Totals-wise in this game, let's bring that up real quick. Total 65% of the bets and 62% of the money on the under in this game. Oh, boy. Connor Mack, what do you like in this game? Am I betting the Washington Wizards today?
Yeah, you know what? I think it could come down to a lot of them. It was like the other night with the Hawks. It moved to close at 9.5, and I think the Hawks won by 9. So I think that's how it's going to be, taking these Wizards. But one thing with the Heat, classic team over the years, not the best team, especially laying almost double digits here. So yeah. I get why some people want the Wizards, but the Wizards are rough right now. This team is horrible defensively. Defensive efficiency, they're 26. They can't rebound the ball. They're dead last or second to last rebounding it. They just haven't been good. Jordan Poole, we've already got on his things he's done this year. Just watch his videos. Their Heat win. I don't know if they cover. This is always the best with some of the bad teams is just live betting. That's what I love about the NBA. Like, especially if the Heat get up, you get them 16 to up to 20. Then you take the Wizards, see if they can make a run. But I don't want it here.
God damn it. I'm going to be betting the Wizards tonight, and I'm just going to be – I'm going by myself to this game. I'm a Lone Ranger here now. So
they haven't been able to win on the road. Yeah. The Wizards.
Well, they suck. They can't win on the home either. They can't win. This is the issue here. It's such a pain in the ass to deal with this. But no, I'm going to go to the game. I'm going to be wearing my Celtics shirt as well. So I can't wait to hear some Miami assholes talk shit to me about the Celtics. You fucking kicked your ass in the finals. Blah, blah, blah. So I can't. But I think I'm going to move on Wizards plus 9, and then I'm going to be live. I'm going to hope. My hope is that the Heat immediately come out 10-0 run. And then we bet the Wizards again, hopefully at a different, better price. And because Dan Kelly said it, I'll even split my bet up. So I'm going to take Wizards plus 9. I'll sprinkle some money line, and then hopefully we'll bet them live. And if the Wizards don't come through for me here today, I'll just hate the Wizards, and I'll hate Jordan Poole even more. So it'll be even more incentive not to like him. So it'll be great. I can't wait.
Real quick. Yeah, Markel. I haven't looked at the props like I talked about, but I mean, with a team like this, Hero should have at least 25. I mean, and maybe more like 30, like you just said.
I mean, this is going to be such a shitty game. I could have went to a hockey game. I could have went to the Heat game earlier in the week, but I went to this. Yeah, I'm going to Heat Wizards. So I can't fucking wait. By the way, injury reports, and I'm getting this off of ESPN, so sue me. But Jimmy Butler, probable for Friday. Who knows? But he'll probably be in there, so it's not ideal. And for the Wizards, Corey Kispert has been out. He's questionable with an ankle injury. So we shall see there. And Nupflish Allen saying Wiz team total. I'm just gonna have all Wizards action today. Spread, team total, money line, live bets. The Wizards are gonna, take over my life here tonight. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun game. I'll tell you that. At least I hope it's a fun game. Wizards. So I'm gonna be on the Wizards in some form or fashion.
Yeah, team total 107.5.
Well, proof bets. What color hair does Kyle Kuzma have right now? I have no fucking idea. But if the Wizards do end up cashing money line and I'm on it, I might, try to move on that. I might do that for you, proof bets. I'll dye my hair some sort of Kyle Kuzma color if they can come through for us here.
He might score a bunch. One thing you'll see tonight, him shoot the ball a lot. Kyle Kuzma never has a problem getting the rock and shooting it.
Proof bet saying diet white. That'll be interesting. A silver fox, white fox, Bouquett is what they'll call me now.
Hey, Jose has dyed his hair in the past. You guys, I've seen all these.
I have
strange colors on this guy's mop up there.
Yeah, I went to that was COVID era too. I went to Colorado with just straight green hair at that point. It went from blue to just a nice, like, bright Celtics green. So it was lovely.
Did you have orange too? Yeah. And fucking purple? Blue?
I have not dyed my hair that much. I definitely.
Okay. Maybe I'm just thinking.
I have wigs. I've got wigs, Connor. I definitely do have a wig or two in my room. I have wigs. I can say that.
Keep those and keep the camera off with your wigs.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, Connor. But proof bets. We'll lock that down for you. I'll look at Kyle Kuzma today, and I'll probably have a good eye on him because him and Jordan Poole will be taking those fucking shots. But yeah, so I'll be interested in that. And if they do come through, I'll dye my hair some sort of color, I guess. I don't know. All right, next game on our slate. And Connor, thank you for sticking around here. I appreciate you. I know you've got horses and shit to camp, but I appreciate your efforts here. Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls. No, this is a game. This is, as our guy Dutch would say, this is a backwoods. I don't give a fuck about this game. However, I will say I do have a vested interest in my least favorite player in the NBA, Ben Simmons. I did, in fact, bet Ben Simmons to lead the league in assists this year. And obviously, I would like for him to play 65 games or whatever it is, so the shit will count. But I keep an eye. I check every once in a while. I'm like, how the assist numbers. Like, I saw Halliburton has like fucking 13 or whatever he has. But Ben Simmons is in there, and he still hates shooting. So I'm at least excited to see what happens there. But what do you have on this game, Connor? I'll go over the money line and total here after you do your thing.
Yeah, this is a game I don't. This is a backwood. As you just mentioned with Dutch, I don't really love. One thing, because of the Bulls, I don't want to be laying points with them, even at home, until I see them maybe go on a run and really get going. I don't want it at all. Do you have the injury here report up?
Yes, I do. I'll look up for your Brooklyn Nets, and of
Brooklyn's
course,
got
a long one.
Claxton, Johnson.
Yeah, he's out. He's been listed out for Friday. Cam Johnson is out as well. He'll be reevaluated in 10 days and that was October 30th. So Den Shitty is questionable, and Dennis Smith Jr., I don't know why I call him Juju Smith-Schuster, apparently, questionable as well with a hip. So who the fuck knows? But yeah, we got to know the first two guys are out. Den Shitty said he's going to play.
Yeah, I think he plays. A little bit. I'm leaning a little bit to the Nets. Even dating back to last year, they're pretty feisty and pretty good on the road in this matchup. And we'll see what the Bulls get to. I mean, already after, I just think of the first game of the year, and then they hold a players-only meeting, game one. It's like, wow. It's different day and age, I guess. You got to do that. So, I just don't want it. No bet for me here. Lean Nets.
I agree. Lean Nets here. The players only meeting 24 hours into the season is just what a move. That's some all-time shit there by the Chicago Bulls. Extremely funny. I wish they were like decent. Like I thought they were going to be decent. So it's going to be interesting. Markel asking how long this tournament is. It's quite long. I'm going to look up when the finals are. But it's going to be like throughout the season. They'll have like today, and I'm assuming tomorrow are going to be like group games, and then eventually it'll all lead up into the finals. So the finals of this game. The championship, by the way, Connor, the finals are going to be in Vegas. So it only gives you the semifinals, I guess. So is the longest I can go here. Thursday, December 7th is the semifinals there, and they're being played at T-Mobile Arena, Connor. So I know you'll be there. I mean, why wouldn't you be there for the semifinals and finals of the first ever NBA in-season tournament? You could tell your kids, first ever in-season tournament. I saw that with my own eyes. You could say that.
Yeah, I might go. Yeah,
next game, I think the best game of the night. I am like most people. I love the Oklahoma City Thunder. I fucking love it. I've loved everything they've been doing for the last 5 years or whatever it's been now. Picks. Young players. They've drafted good young players. Giddey's good, and Chet is seemingly healthy now. He's been great. Dan Kelly touted a Wembanyama block leader. Chet is also going to be right up there, if not number one, with him. And I've been liking watching him, just go out there just being lanky as fuck. And it's just so weird seeing these guys, and no one goes and drives them. So I'm excited to see it, but it's the Warriors, Connor. It's the Warriors here. And everyone knows I'd have a little Warriors PTSD. I think that they're probably a better basketball team than what they are. But let's go to the totals in the markets here. Let's go to spread first. 49% of the bets and 65% of the money on the Warriors there. So there's some perceived bigger bets on them as well. And totals wise, under money coming in hot. 72% of the bets and 89% of the money on the under in this game. I actually would love to double check here. I'm going to double check what that total opened up at, because we all know that totals move quickly here. Yeah, apparently this opened up at 231, Connor, and is now down to 224 and a half, 225. So it seems like there's somebody out, maybe, right? I'd love to hear what you have to say about this game, chat. If you guys know if someone's already out, let us know. But wow, what an interesting line movement there. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, SGA's out in this game.
Okay.
He's a no-go. So that makes sense. I had the open here at 228, but yeah, it still dropped 4 points. When I look at this on there, I'm like, it's not 227 anymore. Because I was like, I like this under.
Obviously, yeah. I made this early this morning. You can tell, straight down.
Yeah, I like the under here a little bit. We'll see. Is there 225s out there? I had the Kings the other day. We were all at the book. I was with Ski, our guy Schnizzle. Kings played a good game. Ski had the under that came through. We all cashed in that game, so it was a good time there. Without SGA, it's tough to take Oklahoma City. We'll see how good Golden State. Just last year, they were such a shitty team on the road, and it's just so good at home. And I don't really want, even with SJ out, I don't want to lay 6. Golden State probably wins this. And their defenses look pretty good, so I do. I would lean under here, even at 225.
Under there for Connor. Banana Boat, who I believe was Banana Boat Float at one point, likes Giddey assists because SGA is out tonight. And Dan Kelly said that SGA out means you can't live bet this. Or can't pre-bet it, I should say. You have to live bet it. Okay. I'll stay off.
Can Chet Holmgren have a big game here?
Yeah. I think he also said, Banana Boat said, give me Chet threes as well. It's hilarious, by the way, that I keep seeing Wembanyama, and I'm assuming that Chet does the same thing. They just settle for threes sometimes, and I get so angry. And I'm just like, you're so fucking big. Just get down there.
That's the NBA, though. They stay in age.
Yeah. But the thing is, almost anyone in the NBA could be out there guarding Wemby on the 3, and it just wouldn't matter because he's going to pull up from 3, and they're just so small that it's going to be uncontested every time. It's like, holy shit. But yeah, it's definitely a conflict I have in my head. And by the way, I feel sorry for anyone that's followed me on Twitter because my Twitter feed for the last 24 hours has just been Wembanyama highlights, just me being all in on the Wemby experience here. So very fun times.
Did you get to meet him when he was at Southtown?
No, because I have the worst timing in the world, Connor. I have the worst timing in the world.
I thought you would be the first guy. You would be the first fucking guy.
I thought I would be too. I was in the studio before he got there for a show, left to go home before coming back for another show, and then in the time after I left and before I came back, of course he was there and left. So that was very cool. I, of course, would have got him in the studio. They'd be like, yo, Wemby, come sit down in the studio. He would have had to fucking duck his full-ass head and walk sideways in the studio, but we would have got his ass in the studio. So shout out to Wemby.
Real quick, right. Banana Boat. Giddy. Look at his props. You mentioned assists. And, if it's around 12.5, I'd even look at for Golden State, Andrew Wiggins points. I didn't get over that.
Yeah, I forgot Andrew Wiggins is even on that fucking basketball team anymore.
He's still a good basketball player. He missed time last year. I think his points hanging around there.
He still is. I mean, he's got to be their lockdown guy. He's got to be their forward defender because Draymond Green, obviously, a little washed up at this point now. All right, 2 more games left, and LJ is going to be joining us here shortly. So I guess we're going to rock through this card, and then we'll go back over it one more time.
Yeah, hit LJ. It. He's probably got ready props. He's probably ready full go on this card. So.
Oh no! Well, we appreciate you, Connor, because if it wasn't for you, everyone else would be fucking stuck here sitting listening to me fucking ramble on about the NBA. So
would you just be talking NBA futures still? Is that what the fuck you're talking about?
Probably.
Oh, about the tournament? Oh, okay.
No, it's playing futures.
Yeah,
futures.
Yeah, okay.
So, okay. It would have been ugly. It would have been ugly business there, Connor. It would have been ugly business. Let's go to Dallas, Denver. Now I just think this is a pure bad matchup here for Denver or for Dallas. I get Luka Doncic and team obliterator Kyrie Irving might be, Ball and Kyrie questionable for this game against the Nuggets. So is Maxi Kleber. And Jokic is probable. He has lower back pain, but he plays through anything. So we'll expect him to play. Same thing with Jamal Murray. Quad bruise. Probable as well to play. I mean, the first question and the question you should ask every time you're playing the Denver Nuggets, who the fuck is guarding Jokic? And I don't think I literally do not think there is one person on the Dallas Mavericks that could physically stand up to Jokic. And are they going to throw the rookie Lively at him? I mean, that's a bad match. This is just a pure bad matchup for the Mavericks here. I'll go through the market here, but I'm 100% in for the Nuggets here. Like I said, I don't have a good accurate read and say, I can go through blah blah blah. But this just feels like a slam spot for the Nuggets. 68% of the bets, 80% of the money on the Nuggets. Doesn't make you feel great if you're betting on them, honestly. You don't want to be on the public side like that. And very interestingly enough, the first super, sharp-ish seeming total of the day here, 31% of the bets, only 31% of the bets on the under here, and 80% of the money on the under here. Very interesting indeed, Connor. What do you have to say?
That's where I'd be, is on this under in this game. Nuggets have only played the unders all year long, and you talked about after the bad loss coming back home. So this is the thing as we go through the NBA throughout the year, and people have different opinions on it. So they dropped that last game on the road to the T-Wolves. Everyone talked about shitty spot. Let's say they win that. Then they come home, and everyone wants to fade them on the first game back home, after a trip. Even after the Nuggets are so good at home. But this seems like a bounce-back spot. Hey, the Mavericks are only, they're 4-0 so far. They really haven't played anybody. They don't, Luka's got to go off,
they shouldn't have won
obviously.
Against the Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't play anybody so far. I just like the under. The Nuggets have just been rolling to this under trend. I think we got a good basketball game until middle of the season. We start seeing them play to the over. I think you take this under. That's too high. The 225.
My first officially official, because I still have to figure out what the fuck I'm betting on the Wizards. But my first officially official play here, I will be taking the under in this ballgame. I think that split in money and bets is always very interesting and appealing to me. Maybe I rely too much on the market. Maybe that is true, but I will ride with it here. Under 225
By the way,
and a half, minus 110.
on the spread, I just wanted to hit up. Dallas has played him all right at times. The last couple of years, they've at least covered against the Nuggets. So is 6.5, 7 enough tonight? You never know.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what Joker does here. Markel on Joker, points, rebounds, assists there. Wu Rizzo likes rebound props for Joker. And Banana Boat dropping a cool little same game parlay there as well. Regis likes Nuggets first half. Wu Rizzo likes team total over for the Nuggets. North Ender likes Nuggets first quarter. Jake Burns likes the Nuggets. Again, like, I get it. I understand. Like, who the fuck are who the Mavericks going to throw out there? But it's just scary being on such a public side. So I'm not taking the side. I'll just take the under there and rock.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Roll
I'll
with
take
it.
226. I think that's the best we can get.
All right. Memphis, Portland, our last game before we bring our guy LJ in here. What the fuck? The Grizzlies are just horrible. Oh, my goodness. I mean, they played so well without Ja that I guess maybe that was unsustainable. I don't know, but only 3-point favorites in Portland of all places. Portland, who challenging the Wizards for this first round pick and tanking and all that. Scoots looked horrible so far. Give him time. Not worried about that yet, but he has looked pretty bad so far. Connor, I'll keep my analysis short and sweet here. I want nothing to do with this game. If I have to take a side here, I honestly think I would end up just taking the home dog in Portland. I just think this is a fishy line to me. Only 3 here, Connor? I'd love to hear your thoughts here. 80% of the bet, 74% of the money on the under. Kind of not surprising there. Of course, you got the grit and grind from Memphis. And wow, 83% of the bets and 93% of money on the Grizzlies here. And I need to double check what this line opened up at, because our friends at Action, who are not very good about the openers, said this opened up higher. My site that I have the live movements on said it opened up at 3. So, not surprising. Some 3.5s popping up, but all that money, it's not really moved. I definitely lean Portland here, but I don't want anything to do with this game. And again, this in-season tournament, I think, is going to lead to those older teams, the teams like the Grizzlies, who don't really have anything to play for here. Like the Trailblazers, I think, will actually care a little more about this and try a little more, but I have nothing on this one. Connor, what do you think?
I got to hit up. Yeah, I'm trying to get out here tonight. Not Flush. I got a few things to take care of middle of the day.
Yeah, I'm keeping them away, Not Flush. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to LA. Shout out to our guy, Matty Ice. My guy here. Man.
Yeah, shout out to Matty. Yeah, shout out to Elio as well. Hopefully I'll be seeing Elio in a couple of hours.
Shout out to Top Set, my dude. I agree here. I would take the Blazers. I haven't bet on either of these teams so far. It's early in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I haven't taken a Grizzlies game or a Trailblazers game at all. Memphis needs a win, bad. But you want to lay points with them,
They haven't won a game yet.
They're both tanking. Portland, real quick. Portland has one. They just beat the Pistons. They just aren't very good. But at home is always a place in Portland, even when they have a shitty team. And now they're going to be catching points at home all year long. The teams are the Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play. I would be on the points with them in this matchup. I'd also lean a little bit to the under here at
0-5. Damn. I didn't realize the Grizzlies were that bad. No. I thought they got at least one under their belt. I mean, the fucking Trailblazers have 2 wins.
And this total's moved up. 221.5, even 222s. But I would take the 3.5 with Portland. I just I don't want Memphis here until they go back home. Maybe they get a win. Give me the Blazers.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Give me the Trailblazers +3. I don't know if we'll move on it, but I do like that look there. Connor, I appreciate you for doing and sticking around for the NBA with me. We're going to get LJ's looks on the NBA, and I'm very excited about that as well. So we're just going to rerun this card back. Different opinions. Excited? Connor, you've got the horses today. I'm sure you're very excited about that. Anything else going on in the world of Conor Mack?
Yeah, I got horses to do. I got a few things to run and take care of, and hopefully tonight I can get on a flight, get to LA, get the Brewers Cup. So,
yeah, because that flight's like fucking 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's why it's not a problem. 45 minutes.
What a time! What a time!
I've done it a ton in my life.
I want to see Conor Mack rolling with Razor and G and all them at the Airbnb over there, whatever the fuck they've got going on. So I definitely want to see that as well. Connor, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry for waking you up so early, but I appreciate you. Enjoy the ponies, my man.
I will. Have a good one. Kill it. We got LJ in. He'll break it down even more here. Appreciate it.
All right. Beautiful work. Conor Mack Picks. Now, whenever this guest comes on, I just get excited because this guest has bars. Let's fucking roll the clip.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H, I stack green like Boston. Shout out to Nasty Nate from down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Dabby Cab. Swing by Dallas with them Cowboy fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Profit. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Conor Mack.
LJ from H-Town. LJ, love your background right now, my man. How are you doing?
Jose, can't forget about the producer. Say, hey, Jose. Gotta cap it off the right way. But yeah, man, apologize for me being late. I didn't know that y'all didn't have those short hockey and college football schedules, so I didn't realize that. I don't look at that schedule. But hey, I got off work for you, Jose. I sped on the freeway 80 miles an hour to get here, man, just so I could get on the show with you. So I'm here.
I appreciate you, LJ. I'm glad that you're here. I'm excited to hear your NBA takes. As everyone knows, I've said this 1,000 times, I'm going to Heat Wizards tonight, so I'm going to be very interested in what you have to say about that game. Conor Mack and I just talked about it. It seems like I might be betting the Wizards today, but I'm very excited to see what you have to say about it. Let's get into the NBA once again, and let's start back. Rewind the tape. Cleveland Cavaliers, Indiana Pacers. We've mentioned it. The sharp money or the line moving towards the Cavaliers. No Hallie. What do you have to say about this one, LJ?
Yeah, that's the reason why I stay away from him, because I can't trust the Indiana Pacers without Halliburton in the lineup. He's had a double-double every game he's played. So, plus, Cavs, like Connor was mentioning, it's kind of constricting trends. The Cavs are an under team. Indiana's more of an over team. So that's another reason why I just didn't dive into it like that. But if you want to fade Indiana, you can fade them first quarter. They're ranked 29th, defensive efficiency. So the first quarter, they usually start off slow, but they tend to, progress towards the end of the games. They're averaging 60 points in the first half, their last four. So that second quarter is where they pick it up. But like I said, without the Halliburton, and the Cavs are dealing with injuries too. Allen, I think Garland still hasn't played well. So you want to get these teams when they have their full rosters. And like you mentioned earlier, Jose, we don't know how seriously these players are going to take this tournament. This may be for like the younger players that, don't get a lot of shine on national TV, things like that. But these older guys, I think they're going to just take it easy, not to put too much into it and just focus on the end of the season, trying to go for the bigger chip. But as far as this game, I stayed away. I will lean the under just because the injuries and all the key players are not in, but I didn't take a side.
I agree wholeheartedly with your take about, like, who knows what we're going to get from the older squads here, because I think this might be a showcase for younger teams. So very interesting indeed. And by the way, someone asking for shoot around news yet. Woobers, I just looked up hashtag Cavs for you, and Allen and Garland both went through shoot around this morning. That was about an hour ago. So there you go. And by the way, the courts. I hope like someone like Michael. I think it was Michael Orvalina, or it might have been Christopher Comentini. Said that this is like the first time they're hearing about the NBA in-season tournament. Wait till you see the courts. Wait till you see what they did to the courts. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? They customized all the courts, so it's gonna be very fun. And yes, Ronnie and Berg, yeah, every game is a tournament game or a group game, and I think it'll be like that for
They do it. They're gonna start doing it every Tuesday and Fridays. Those days are specifically for the group play. The rest of the days are regular season. So, and like you said, it ends in Vegas, December 7th through the 10th, which I'm actually going to be there. I already booked my flight, so I will be down there for the
yes. I just told Connor, I was like, you have to go. It's in your backyard. It's the first time it's ever happening.
Oh yeah, we all gonna tap in. Ski, Dutch, Connor, we all gonna tap in on.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be like NBA Summer League, but just a little more hyped up because it's real. You're giving out tournaments, so that's awesome. I'm excited to see that as well. So that's gonna be fun. Next game, Knicks, and I almost said the Brewers again. Bucks here, Knicks Bucks. We talked about it. Who the fuck is going to guard Giannis? Maybe I'm too simplistic about this, but I thought about with the Nuggets and the Mavs. I was just, who's guarding Giannis on this Knicks team? And Mitchell Robinson is not that guy. So I lean Bucks here, but again, who knows how seriously these teams are taking it? So I can't put my money on there confidently enough. So I pass on this one. LJ, what do you have?
Yeah, I passed on it as well because we have another conflicting trend, and it's interesting to see that the Bucks, they were probably top 3 past couple of years in defensive efficiency. They have dropped all the way to dead last. They are ranked 30th in defensive efficiency just because of that trade that they got with Dame. They gave up a lot of defensive perimeter players.
Yeah, so they did.
It's showing in the way that they're playing now. And I think they're going to have to just figure things out. And as far as the Knicks, they're number 2 in defensive efficiency. So they're playing defense very well, keeping their opponents under 100. I believe the last 3 opponents they played, they've kept them under 100 points. And they have their same roster from the last year pretty much. So I think the Knicks have more cohesiveness right now at this part of the season than the Bucks do. Plus, not to mention, the Knicks are plus 14 first half on the road versus the East so far. So they play very well in the first half on the road. So I wouldn't mind that play. First half Knicks, but for me to bet it, I just don't like the fact that the Bucks are not playing defense right now. And I never really wanted to trust the Knicks, like that. I like Brunson. He was a great piece to that team. But Julius Randle is kind of a, unquestioned mark for me a lot of times. He's not consistent enough for me, to trust him. So I stayed away from the game. But just pay attention to the Bucks defense. They're going to probably be giving up a lot of points and trying to hold off these teams at the end of the game. So it's going to be a lot of pressure for them.
I think it's going to be interesting, and I agree wholeheartedly with your take. The Dame trade, great offensively, but once the playoffs come, every team is just going to attack Dame, and it's going to be very interesting to see. That's why, thinking about this game a little further, props wise, Jalen Brunson props. Yeah, I know he's not an out scorer, likes to pass the ball a little more, but I think he's just going to go at Dame offensively, and if fucking I can't Thibodeau, there we go. I was trying to fucking figure out what the Knicks coach's name off the top of my head, but if he's smart, he'll tell him just fucking go at Dame, and hopefully he'll be tired offensively and he won't kill us on that end. But I still probably lean Bucks. I just can't get there.
They are at home. They are at home,
exactly.
So that gives them an advantage. But like you said, at the end of the game, man, they're going to put Dame in that pick and roll. They're going to make him work both sides of the court. So. And the Knicks are a good team to, make him work. So,
yeah. B. Jizzle pulled out the burner and just went ahead and said that Chris Middleton isn't himself lately, and any team with Jay Crowder ain't championship minded. So, B. Jizzle, fucking no punches pulled for our guy, B. Jizzle.
Right.
Next game, the game I want to talk about, Wizards Heat. LJ, I'll just kick it back here. It seems like I'm going to be betting the Wizards. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this game. How am I betting the Wizards? I don't know. I've heard our guys Nufflush saying take team total. I've seen Dan Kelly, if you're going to bet them, take the money line. 9's a lot of points. LJ, what do you have to say about this game?
I mean, I wouldn't trust the Wizards, Jose. I mean, they're at the
I
bottom of defensive
definitely
efficiency.
don't.
So, if anything, they're going to be giving up a lot of points. Now, if you want to take Miami's team total over, I don't know if you can look at it and see where it's at, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give up a lot of points because they're very immature to me. They're young, and y'all talked about it earlier, what Kuzma and Poole's been doing. Down 20 points, you're throwing it off the backboard, alley-oops, thinking you can hit a three, not looking at the goal. So, it's just a lot of immaturity going on in the Wizards, and I'm really not going to trust them at all. I don't even look at their games just to see if I can find some. But as far as the Heat, they're at home. They play well at home, but as a favorite is where we question the Heat. They usually play better as a dog. So that's one of the reasons why I couldn't get to a side. Now, a prop, I'm pretty sure I've been cashing this prop since the season started, and I don't see why we jump off of it now. So the fact that the Wizards give up points, they're going to give it up to the top scorer on the other team, right? So let's go with Tyler Hero, over points. I don't know what it is right now. The chat can look it up for me, but, he's top 3, in points scored right now, top 5 points at the shooting guard, top 3 in 3-point attempts, 8. He's made 8 a game. So he's shooting the ball. He's right behind Steph and Luka, 3-point shooting. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get his shots. He's going to get his points. And just as far as taking a side, there's no reason to, man. You can just sit back and enjoy the game, enjoy Miami, enjoy the fans, enjoy the atmosphere. But I wouldn't worry about betting the Wizards.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. The only reason I want to take the Wizards, and I can't stand the Wizards. The Wizards have some of my least favorite players in basketball, and it's just Jordan Poole, really, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just so many points, LJ. Just so many points for, again, a team. I don't know if they care. I don't know if the Heat care about this game. And you said it. They just don't do well as favorites. That's really why. If and when I make this Wizards bet, I'm going to hate myself as soon as I hit the button. As soon as I'm going to be so pissed, especially because, again, I'm going to this game. I'm going to be wearing my Celtics shit. Yeah. And I'm going to be sitting there just surrounded by Heat fans. They're all going to be like, yeah, we won this game. And I'm just going to be like, please keep it within 10. Please.
So what is making you want to bet the Wizards? Like, what is the urge?
Well, it's just such a big spread there, obviously, is the first, red flag. Like, the Heat are not good at covering big spreads. I don't know how seriously the Heat are going to take this game. Mm-hmm. If this is a showcase for younger players, then, Jimmy Butler's probably not going to, be doing his damn thing. And here's the thing. If we do get a blowout, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Spoelstra was like, fuck this. We'll just pull Jimmy early, let's pull Tyler Hero early, and we just run some garbage time. And the Wizards, they just, again, really, this is a Jordan Poole bet. Please, for the love of God, if Jordan Poole's not on, then I'm fucked because he's going to shoot. Whether he is on or not, he will shoot the basketball. And if he's on, I'm going to feel better about myself. But I did also say, LJ, if the Wizards win this game outright, I was going to dye my hair like Kyle Kuzma. That is something I did say at the beginning of the show. Unfortunately,
and you're going to stick to that if they do?
Well, I have to bet Wizards money line. So I'm probably I'm gonna end up taking +9 Wizards money line, and then I don't know. We'll see what happens from there. But I don't know what color Harry's rocking. I forgot who it was already.
I think it's gold now. I think I saw it was gold.
Oh, great! Someone dropped the white in there, and I was like, "Am I gonna dye my hair white, silver fox?" But yeah, the point is, if the Wizards win this game, I'll be dyeing my hair. And apparently AOD is right. I like pain. I like stakes. I like consequences. So here we are.
So you know what you should do? You should hedge and just take Miami. That way, you'll win.
Well,
that's how I look at it.
Because I'm going to be taking the Wizards money line because I just forgot about that. So if I do win this game, I want to be at least financially rewarded from it. I don't want to be an asshole with white hair and no money in my pocket. So at the very least, I'll be an asshole with money in my pocket and some fucked up hair. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what happens. B Jizzle saying, "Fucking dye the stash gold." That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
that would be truly very funny. So let's move on. I'm excited to watch this game. It's going to be Wizards, and like I said, as soon as I make the bet, I'm going to fucking hate myself. So Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls. This is my Dutch boy fresh backwoods day of the game, or game of the day. Here we go. The Nets, again, there's nothing on the Nets that really interests me. I said it earlier, Ben Simmons, leader in assists. That's what I'm rooting for. I have that small future in there. It would be nice. It'd be really nice, Ben Simmons. I think I would win over $1,000 if he did do it. So
Nice.
I'll say this: if Ben Simmons can somehow pass the ball more and get those assists, I'll fucking shell out my cold hard cash to buy a Ben Simmons jersey, and you wouldn't see another Ben Simmons supporter like me if he does that for me. LJ, what do you have on this game?
Nothing, because I'm not interested in either one of these teams. I think they have to figure a lot of things out, especially the Bulls. But the Nets give up a lot of points, especially to the score of the other opposing team. So, I mean, you can look at Zach LaVine's points. I mean, 20 plus in 3 straight. So he should get his 20 plus points with playing the Nets. And the Nets are just too injured. They don't have Claxton. That's their force in the paint. I think 3 starters are out. Cam Johnson's out, so
yeah,
it's too much volatility in this game to where I don't know what team is going to be out there. So I just rather pass and move on because I got some action in the last 3 games for sure.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful work. And Justin McElvey, the 1,000%, the only reason why I'm betting the Wizards is because I would be there. If I was not at this game, I would not have looked at this game for more than 2 seconds. So there you go. There you go. And maybe No Flush Allen is right. I don't know if Jimmy would let me on the show if my mustache was just suddenly gold. It would be a little funny, but we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. But come on, Wizards. All right, next game, and let's get into your action, LJ, because these are the 3 games that I think these are interesting. I called this next game the game of the night. I didn't know that SGA wasn't playing. But I still love the Thunder. If SGA was playing here, I'd probably bet the Thunder. But no balls right here. A lot of love for Josh Giddey props as well with him out, assists, maybe some points. I saw Chet Holmgren's 3s in there as well. I didn't see a lot of Warriors love, admittedly, but laying 6 on the road is kind of tough. And the Thunder are not a bad basketball team. So what do you have to say about this one, LJ?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. If y'all don't know, Steph likes to play here. He's had great games here. He's averaging 37 in the last 3 games in Oklahoma City. Not to mention 8 3-pointers made the last 3 games in Oklahoma City. So, but I will look more the first half. The Warriors have covered the first half in every road game. So it's kind of flipped now. They were not so good on the road last year, but they were so good at home. I believe that's probably going to flip this year. It's just interesting to keep track of that as well. And I believe that third quarter Warriors is back. They're outscoring their opponent 160-119, plus 41 in the third quarter. So, and they're 4-1 against the spread. So you can look at the Warriors in the third quarter as well. I believe that is another trend that we're going to have to jump on. That's coming back from last year. But Oklahoma City is at home. They're missing Shea. And that's probably going to be why the Warriors will win this game. I think the Warriors are going to take this tournament seriously just because of the players that they have and the mentality of coming from last year. They had a cancer in their Forest Pool. They got him out. A lot of things didn't go their way last year. They got Chris Paul now as well. So he neutralizes a lot of turnover for them. I know they have a lot now, but once he comes into the game, they don't turn the ball over because he puts people in positions, to get a quality shot. So he's on that team. I think the Warriors are going to make a run and prove that, they're still one of the top teams in the Western Conference. But far as a play, I stayed off the first half because I looked at Oklahoma City. They've covered the last 2 at home in the first half. Now they don't have Shea. I have to see how they play without him in order for me to bet it. But I'm definitely going to be on Steph Curry's over 4.5 threes. I think it was at the last time I saw it, minus 115. That is an official play for me because when he comes to this building, he likes to light it up. And I will be betting the third quarter live with Golden State because I will be watching the game. But as far as an official bet, we're on Steph Curry over 4.5 threes, minus 115.
I mean, this is the arena where, I've watched all of Stephen Curry, and I think this is probably the arena where he has his biggest shot. His most memorable basket, the fucking super, super deep 3, the double bang, as people call it.
Yeah.
That's that one. probably why I loves playing in there. It gives him all those memories. That was the moment where everyone was like, "Oh fuck, he's that guy." So shout out to Steph Curry, even though the Warriors have given me PTSD before. Justin McElvey does bring up a good point about the star theorem, saying first game without your star, that team usually steps up. I can see it, Justin, and it's a popular thing to do. I don't bet the NBA obviously like you guys do, so I can't say it's hitting at whatever percentage, but no, it's 100% something that I've seen as well. Like, LeBron's out, here comes the Lakers. They find a way to win the next game, and then they get fucking shit pushed for the rest of them. But that first game after is always, a little bit of a boost because, the bench players are like, all right, we got to bring our A game, and then they just can't do it again. So I 100% agree with you there. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. Shout out to our guy, Matty Ice, in the chat. Matty Ice, taint play of the day. Syracuse -3. Early and often for Mr. Matty Ice. We don't see enough of taints anymore. Really don't. Shout out to Matty Ice there. Mike M saying 0-14 spot for the Warriors tonight. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Not betting it, but it's going to be a great game. And shout out to the third quarter Warriors, who again, you just unlocked some PTSD for me there. And little Ronnie Crawford in here as well. Spreadsheet play of the day. NHL, little Philadelphia Flyers action here. Shout out to Ron Crawford. All right. Beautiful there. Ron Crawford, Matty Ice, two individuals who I'm very excited to see at Pulapalooza 3 there. Pulapalooza 3.
Yes, sir.
By the way, LJ, I've been telling anyone that I'm on screen with that if you see Dan Kelly in the chat, you have to harass him to get him to come to Pulapalooza 3 as well. So
definitely would do that.
Dan Kelly, we're looking at you, Dan Kelly. I'm looking at you, Dan. I see you, Dan. And he's putting those futures there as well. And I agree with the Lakers one as well. LeBron cannot resist the urge to try to win this for the first time. He cannot resist it.
Yeah.
Dallas, Denver, another game we were talking about earlier. Who the fuck's going to guard Jokic? I have no idea. And I think this just seems like a bad matchup for the Mavericks. But all of the money and all the bets are on the Nuggets here. And that puts me in a push the brakes. Don't bet kind of situation. Again, who the fuck is going to guard Jokic? Is it going to be the rookie? I don't think he's going to do very well either. There's just no one physically that can stand up to him. So I'd be betting Nuggets, but that's just too public for me. LJ, what do you have?
It's not too public for me, but I'm going to take them early. I'm taking the Nuggets first quarter -2, -113. Because I like to get in and get out. I don't like lingering on the whole game. It's kind of a sweat. I don't like to be nervous in case something catastrophic happens. So let's just take them early, straight out the gate. Because, number one, they're +24 in their 2 home games so far in the first quarter. Dallas is -13 in the first quarter on the road in their first 2 games. So easy play for me. And I don't know if y'all know this. But when Jokic is at home versus the Western Conference, ladies and gentlemen, he is a monster. And I went back to 28 home games going back to last year. Jokic is 22-6 to the triple-double. And his triple-double is hold on, I have it right here, plus 204, triple-double for Nikola Jokic. So I'm definitely going to play that. And like you just said, Jose, who's going to guard him? Luka has to do everything already. Is Kyrie playing? Is he on the injury list? Can you check that for me? Because if Kyrie's not playing, there's no reason for you to bet Dallas. Because where is the other offense going to come from? Luka's going to have to put up 40 to 50 points in order for them to be in this game. And I don't see him with that.
Kyrie questionable, and so is Maxi Kleba, who is the other person that can, they're going to put him on Jokic, and that's not gonna. Yeah,
it's gonna be a long night for him. It's gonna be a very long night. So
I love that bet. I love that bet.
Yeah, Denver early and off in first quarter, like I said, -2, and I'm gonna be on Jokic triple double plus 204 is what I just said. What did I just
Yeah,
say? 204. Yeah, plus
I
204.
I love that triple double bet, especially at plus 200. I love that. Last game on our slate, and I was LJ just shocked to find out that the Memphis Grizzlies have not won a basketball game yet. I said they were bad and they start off slow, but I just simply did not realize they had not won a basketball game yet. And I thought this -3 was pretty cheap. I was like, that's interesting. But again, gun to head, if I had to take a side here, give me the home dog with the Portland Trailblazers over a Memphis Grizzlies team that literally has not won a game yet. And I'm sure that they've got all that. Let's win our first game of the year. We're playing a shit team. And, what's his name? The rookie guard that they got has just not been good this year. I don't know. I lean Trailblazers here. I'm very interested in the Trailblazers, but I didn't move on this game.
Yeah, I didn't move on it either far as the side. Both of these teams are ass right now, Jose. Memphis is
Yes.
missing Ja, and it's very interesting. Like I'm saying, I mentioned it earlier, man. Their fast break points, they were number one the last 2 years, and they're like at the bottom right now. They're playing low trend, they're playing half court offense now. Now they do get a lot of steals. So if they play in a team like Portland who turns the ball over a lot, then they may get those transition points. But like I said, Memphis 0-5 against the spread in the first half so far. Portland is 0-5 against the spread in the first quarter and first half so far. So you can't trust any one of these teams right now, But if I had to pick a side, I think Memphis can get their first win tonight, to be honest with you, because Portland is very vulnerable. But on the inside, though, is where they may have a challenge because DeAndre Ayton double-double. I think he's hit it 3 out of the last 4. So that would be a good play because he's been rebounding the ball on that team. And Malcolm Brogdon is a good look, too. I really, really want him to go to the Suns because the Suns need a point guard very, very bad. So I would love for the Suns to go scoop up Malcolm Brogdon from Portland because he does not belong on the bench. He's giving you 18 and 5, and he's coming off your bench. There's no reason why those points should be on the bench. They should be producing in the starting lineup. So if the Suns can get Brogdon away from Portland, he can be on a championship team, to compete. So, but that was just all a side note. But Portland, like I said, if you're looking at props on Memphis, look at Marcus Smart. He's averaging 3 steals. He's had 2+ in every game. And Portland is ranked 29th in opponent steals per game because they commit a lot of turnovers. So I believe Marcus Smart will get his prop tonight, 2+ steals. And you also can look at Jared Jackson blocks. He's been the leader, the past couple of years. And Portland is ranked 30th in opposing blocks. So they're allowing these teams to come in and block their shots. Jared Jackson, 2+ blocks is a good look as well. You can even parlay to that thing. I think a lot of books will let you parlay Marcus Smart steals, Jared Jackson blocks. I mean, you probably could get a good plus number with that one. But as far as any side, just stay off. Both these teams are ass. But if I had to make a bet, I probably would take Memphis to win the game just because they have more veterans on their team than Portland does for the most part.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. I mean, in a kind of a sick way. This is if you're a basketball guy and you like basketball, this is a good game here. I'm not. This is a sicko kind of game, but I pass. I lean to the home dog, but nothing for me here. Let's review action here, LJ, and I appreciate you joining me here. I appreciate you speeding down the highway for the show.
No problem.
It means a lot to us, and I
risk my
love
life
hitting
for
your
you,
action
Jose.
here. Of course, thank you, and I'd put my life on the line for you, LJ.
Hey, I know you
put
will.
it on the line for you. I only have one play. Well, that's a lie. I'm going to have more than one play, but I have one play official right now, and it is going to be the under in the Mavericks Nuggets game. I'm on the under 225.5 minus 110. And everyone here knows that I will be betting the Washington Wizards. I think I'm going to just take the double up +9 and take the money line there. I guess I'm rooting for them to lose because I don't want to dye my hair, but the money would be nice. So here we are again, making bets about my hair that I shouldn't do. But
I mean, you can look at it both ways. Like I said, you can hedge, you can bet on Miami that way. You don't have to dye your hair, but you can bet on the Wizards. You have to dye your hair, but at least you'll make some money. Hey,
yeah. Don't want to be the broke asshole with blonde hair. or
There you go.
white hair, whatever the fuck I'm going to get.
That'll
LJ,
take
what are you
longer.
on? Exactly.
Yes. I am officially on Steph Curry over 4.5 3-pointers. I don't remember the number. I think it was -112, whatever. Get the best number you can. Y'all guys can shop around. They live in states that have legal books. Far as us, we have to suffer it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Yeah, Steph Curry over 4.5 threes. I am on Denver first quarter -2. And I'm on Jokic triple-double. I think it was plus 204. And those are my official bets. I just have 3 today. I took it like I said, we got to see how these players take this tournament, seriously or not. It's probably going to be for the young players that want to get their names out there because all these games are going to be pretty much on national TV for the most part. Like I said, every Tuesday and Friday up until the first week of December is how they're going to play this group play. So it's very interesting to see how it goes, man. And like I said, it just brings more eyes to the NBA because a lot of people don't focus on the NBA because we got football right now, other things going on, hockey. So the NBA just wants to get more eyes. And I think, it's all a money grab. We already know. So I just think it was a good creative idea to have something for them to play for, so people can watch and, see how it goes because, it's all about marketing.
I agree wholeheartedly. I like the idea. I'm going to be interested to see how it goes. I personally hope it's like younger players. Like when the Celtics play, I hope that like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they barely play.
Yeah.
Just let the young guys eat and let them gain experience, et cetera, focus on the title. But who knows? I think the first year of this, I think everyone might be going hard, but I don't know. Like I said, I can already picture the LeBron, suck fest already. He gets to the finals of this shit. He wins it. I'm the first one to do it. I'm better than Jordan. I'm already pre-annoyed about it, so I can't wait. LJ, I appreciate you again for joining us here. You can follow him on Twitter at LJ Sports Media. What's going on in your weekend?
Hey man, I'm gonna take it easy. Me and my wife, have some things planned. But every Sunday, man, you can join me on YouTube, Raw Words Podcast. Type it in, or you could type in LJ from Houston. It comes up. I give up my weekly prop bets for the NFL. And just far as looking at the games this weekend, trying to get some money with this NFL. The NBA's back. So we tread lightly, try to see how these teams are going to respond. But the manipulation is already in. So we already know we have to wait until tip-off to see if these players are going to play because the manipulation is real, Jose, but you got to be aware of it. And you got to be smarter than them. So, but yeah, that's all what I got, prep. Like I said, Post Sports Radio, anytime we have live shows, I'm on there as well. So all over the place, man. Shout out to the chat. And I will be harassing you, Dan Kelly, because you will be at Palooza 3, sir. I'm not taking no for an answer. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, Jose. Appreciate you for having me on, man.
Beautiful. LJ from H-Town joins the program. We appreciate you, LJ. And Dan Kelly, he's fucking right. You're coming to Palooza 3, Dan. I know you're coming to Palooza 3. I know it, Dan. I can't wait. Appreciate everyone for watching. Betting with Bouquets are always a little weird, a little interesting, a little, topsy-turvy, but we made it through another edition. Again, reminder, 2:15 Eastern. I'll even put up Jimmy's lovely face here. 2:15 Eastern, 2-day Breeders' Cup, the ponies all day today. You guys know how fun horse betting can be. You put in a little money, you can win a shitload, and that's the best kind of gambling there is. So it's very fun, short. Jimmy will be there. If you're a first-time horse gambler, like I was a few years ago, you just watch the stream. You can ask questions. They won't make you feel like a fucking dummy for asking questions, and they'll help you out. So Friday, and then of course tomorrow as well, 1 p.m. Eastern. More horses all day tomorrow and today. It's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun for all. Leonard Porsche Jr., thank you. Glad you're in here. Dan Kelly, my guy, Brent Cook, Ronnie and Bergia, Justin McElvey, by the way, his Stacks pod, even now on those Portland Trailblazers. So shout out to you, Justin. I hope you cast there. Don Play, Deshaun G, Ayo D, Matty Ice. It's nice to see you, Matty Ice. Hope we can see you more, my man. And Matty Ice, who I also believe is already locked in for Palooza. So shout out to you, Matty Ice. Third weekend in March, 21st through the 25th there, so we can avoid Easters there. So third weekend in March for those wondering. Markel, all you guys, AOD, Fat Cat Ninja, I appreciate you guys. Mike M, Rick J, B Chisel, thank you for joining us here a little bit. Johnny K, all you guys, thank you for watching. And shout out to my guy Topset, who I'm out. Now I'm going to go text him, yo, Topset, let's hang out. Let's go grab a beverage or something before this Wizards game. It's going to be fun. I did lock in while LJ was talking. I am officially, and I probably shouldn't have locked it in so early because you know how the NBA goes, but officially locked in Wizards +9, -120, and the money line there. And of course, as you guys know how these game bets operate. Jimmy taught me this. You bet, and I bet obviously $25 units, so I'm not making fucking shit there. But when you go to these games, you bet the amount of your ticket or your food so you can cover that with your bets. So that's what I've done here today, and I cannot wait. I think it was like $40 or something like that. So you guys know me. I'm not a fucking huge prime time roller like Jimmy and all them, but we make our bets. All the bets we make, all the bets we post, we make. And it's as real as it gets. So I cannot wait indeed. Shout out to everyone. Again, if you're in the Miami area, hit me up. We'll be going to the game. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Roddy and Bergia, Gagnon, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.